Okay, today let's see if we can get all these pieces to play together. Let's start out with a guitar. This is my Ibanez FR1620, and I have equipped it with a Roland GK3. Here is the split pickup right there that's picking up the individual strings, and then it feeds it into this this GK3 attachment. I have also patched in the regular guitar sound coming out of the regular guitar jack. I have patched that into this GK3. So this is a 13-pin connector that goes to the synthesizer. Here is the Roland GR-55 synthesizer, and I have set this expression pedal up here as a volume pedal, which is useful in this configuration. I'll show you how to do that. If you hit your edit button, you usually come up with this screen, which is your patch settings for your oscillators, etc. Come over here and page over to the page that has a pedal and GK control on it, and then you step over to that, enter, and it says the expression pedal. These are all your different pedals. You might be over here on another menu. But what you want to do is you want to step over to your expression pedal using this page button. And under your expression pedal, you want to set your expression function to patch volume. And that will give you a volume setting for your expression pedal. It doesn't come defaulted like that, so you have to set it up like that. And when you get finished, you just write that. And now you'll have your expression pedal used as a volume pedal, and it will stay like that for other settings as well. So over here you have an input for GK in. That is your 13-pin plug. This also carries your regular guitar signal from your regular guitar pickups. So we bring that in here, and then I bring a guitar out, which I'll show you where that goes here, but I bring the pure guitar signal, which is one of the pairs in this 13-pin connector, out. And then here we have our mono output. The mono output is going to go directly to the RC-300 left input. Now let's track that guitar signal. The guitar out here, that's just an unmodified signal from your pickups. It comes over here to the input of my memory pedal, and the output of that goes into a volume pedal so that I can control the pure guitar sound part of it. And from the volume pedal we go into the other input of the RC-300. So on one input we have from the synthesizer, on the other input we have from the volume pedal, which is coming from that guitar signal. So to show you what we're trying to accomplish here, I put my expression pedal, which is my volume pedal, now on the synthesizer all the way off, and also my volume pedal for the straight guitar signal that's going through my echo unit off. If I come over here and just play a note, I can bring up my synthesizer. So that's the note played on the synthesizer. I'll strike it again. I can bring that off. If I come over here, I can get my pure guitar signal through the echo. And I'll play the string again. So that gives me quite a bit of versatility, and both of those signals are going into the RC-300, so I can either pass them through or I can loop them. Now, just to make life a little bit more interesting, let's get the analog sequencer and the analog synthesizer in the loop. And what we're going to do with this is we are going to run the MIDI in on the Dark Time sequencer down to the RC-300 sync out. Now in my last video I did this, but we have an extra feature here which I'm going to show you, and that is that not only will this set the time the timing correctly between all these units, but it will also send a signal that tells the sequencer when to start. So that's pretty handy. On the RC-300 we want to set our tempo, so we come to tempo here and I've set it to 80 beats per minute. We want to select our pattern, which is Fusion 2, and we want to have a 1 measure count in. We also want to set our expression pedal up as a volume pedal, so we come up here to Memory Edit, press that twice, step over to Assign To, and now we can set up Assign To as memory level, which is volume. From 0 to 100, it defaults to 200. These are changes I've already made. And we change it from expression 2, where it was, over to expression 1, and now it's a volume pedal. We exit this and write all this to memory so we can save it till later. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down a sort of a base foundation underneath everything using a synth drone patch that I have turned off the upper harmonics in, so we're just left with a very low drone. And I'm going to use this also, since there's nothing recorded on the RC-300, to teach the RC-300 how many measures there are in a loop. So let's do that. And I can look down and I see my track measure for track 3 measure is 8 bars. So now we have fixed in the system an 8-bar loop, because all of the sync ons are set for all 3 tracks. So everything will sync to that 8 bars. Alrighty then, so here's the plan. The RC-300 already knows that we're working with an 8-measure loop. So what I can do is I can play the synthesizer, and when it gets to the end of those 8 measures, it will loop over and allow me to overdub on the same track, just leaving the record on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through 8 measures with this background pad, orchestration pad, and then I am going to play a little bit of high harmony lead using a little bit more echo in it. This is just the guitar signal alone. That's just the straight guitar signal through the echo. So I'm going to leave that off. I'm going to turn the synthesizer on. And the only other thing that you're going to hear is that as soon as this thing sends a start signal out through the MIDI link, it's going to kick off the frog chorus on the synthesizer. And that's just so things don't get too sweet around here. Okay, so here we go. Nope. All right. Need my volume on my RC-300. Okay, here we go. So I could have come in and played some lead on top of that, but I think that demonstrates the point of how you can hook the system up and have full control over all the different signals that you're working with here. You've got your synth signals going into the RC-300, which can be looped. You have your straight guitar sound going into the RC-300, which can be looped. And you have some versatility and control over the sound that you make. And if you want to, you can run a synth or something else. Now, if that was going through a PA system or something, you would have maybe a little bit more control over the sound. Or you could put that on a volume pedal or whatever you want. But anyway, I just wanted to demonstrate some of the different ways that you can set up some of these different players so that they'll work together. And the important thing is to use all the assets of all of these components. You have a guitar signal out of your GR-55, use that. You have two inputs into your RC-300, use that. You have MIDI control out of your RC-300, which is designed to synchronize two RC-300s together. That start signal is to start the other RC-300 when one of them starts, that they both start up together and keep the timing together. So you've got a lot of power in these components, and they have a lot of capabilities that that if you work with them for a while, you will start to discover. So good luck playing with all your expensive toys, and I will see you next time. Take care.